What up, guys? Carolina Jackpot coming at you Sunday evening. That means it's December the 29th, 2019. And round one of the college football playoffs for the 2019 season, of course, is in the books. LSU with a very impressive, very easy 63-28 victory over the Oklahoma Sooners in the afternoon game, the Peach Bowl from Atlanta. And, of course, in the nightcap, Clemson Tigers, the reigning defending national champions, with a 29-23 come from behind victory over the number 2 seeded Ohio State Buckeyes. Thoughts, reactions to the game. I had uploaded a video earlier about a food review, and I got more questions and more comments about, hey, what you think about the Fiesta Bowl? You knew I was getting to it. You knew I was going to make a video about it. I wasn't ready to do it last night. You know, guys, this one was different for me. I mean, it really was. I made a video, I don't know how long ago has it been, 5 days, a week ago, stating that you better not be surprised if Clemson wins this game and wins the national championship again. And I'm not. I was prepared for this to happen. I was prepared for it to happen, and going in, I kind of knew it was going to happen. And it didn't disappoint. It really it didn't disappoint. It was a really good game. I thought, as many of you guys did, after one quarter, I was like, holy shit. I'm like, they are done. They're done. I mean, they were getting their ass kicked. Ohio State came out there, and it's one of my subs, or I don't know if it's a sub, it's somebody that commented on one of the videos, said, and he was really right in his assertion here. Ohio State tried to play bully ball. They came out and punched Clemson in the mouth early. They couldn't sustain it. And that's very true. I don't know if it's that they couldn't sustain it or if the coaching staff told them to peel back a little bit. Going into the game, and they were talking about it over on the sideline, Ryan Day had made the comment that Ohio State was going to bring a physical brand of football that Clemson hadn't seen this year, and they were going to impose their violence on them. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm all about it. Let's see what's going on. Well, I did. And that kind of turned out to be the turning point in the game. Now, if you'll remember, and I do believe it was when Ohio State was up 16-7. Maybe it was when they were up 16-0. I'm not sure. At any rate, the targeting call on the safety, I think his last name was Wade, that was huge. And he gets tossed. And, you know, dude, I mean, it was targeting. If you want to go by the letter of the law, Trevor Lawrence did dip his head into that one, but you can't make that kind of contact. You just can't do it. That stuff's going to get called, and especially when you're hitting one of the golden boys of the game. It is what it is. He had laid that hit on South Carolina's Ryan Helinski in a game, or had laid that hit on the Florida State quarterback. I mean, would it have been called? Maybe not. I don't know. That one wasn't the one that got me mad. It was the ticky-tack pass interference call a few plays later that really pissed me off. I mean, the Ohio State defensive back, I mean, he barely touched the back jersey. I don't remember if it was Ross or Amari Rogers. I don't remember which one it was. Well, they called PI on it. It gives Clemson, it was a fourth down play, gives them a first down. They scored. I knew at that moment, then that the thing was over because I saw right in front of my very eyes, I saw the momentum shift, not Swift. He plays for Georgia. I saw it shift in front of my very eyes. And it's exactly what happened, and I was right. And then, Lawrence, I mean, he goes on, what was it, a 68-yard touchdown run? You got to respect him as a runner. You got to. And I took off. I knew he had a set of wheels. that I didn't expect from him. But those long strides, I mean, you can't stop him. And then, a lot of people kind of besmirched Ryan Day for kind of what they thought was kind of some hyper-conservative play calling. But, I mean, quite honestly, he had to kick those field goals. I mean, when you're going against that defense that's ranked, what were they, number 2, number 3 in the nation, on 4th and 5, and they're like, "Oh, he won't go for a touchdown. Is he too conservative?" I mean, what was Ryan Day really supposed to do? I mean, that's really basically a field goal kicker's pretty much automatic. That would have been like taking points off the board. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. But the two turning points in the game, to me, the pass interference call, and also I think it was on the ensuing drive, I believe, when Ohio State was in the red zone again or either approaching the red zone. Justin Fields drops back, gets a blitz. He's rushed. He's got about 4 guys and, just lost that little pass over there out in the flat to J.K. Dobbins in full stride. And, I mean, he just looks back and that ball, boom, hits him right in the hands. He dropped it. That would have been an easy 6 points, everybody in the world saw that one. And it just didn't go your way. So, you made mistakes. You played this bully ball brand of punching Clemson in the mouth, and then when it starts to backfire on you a little bit with some penalties, y'all kind of back off of it. I would have kind of peeled off of it a little bit. I wouldn't have totally backed off of it because it looked to me like you just kind of started playing a little bit soft after that. And, late in the game, I mean, here we go. I mean, storybook ending, 2 minutes left. You're back and forth in the second half. Trevor Lawrence, a little jump pass, channeling, I guess, his inner Tim Tebow to Travis Etienne, who is the freaking fastest guy on the damn planet, and he scores. I'm going to tell you right now, beyond the shadow of a doubt, I do believe, and you can tell me all you want to. You can talk about Deshaun Watson all you want. You can talk to me about C.J. Spiller. I don't care. I think that Etienne is the best player on the offensive side of the football that Clemson has ever had. I just do. I do, bar none. And I don't think that he's been quite utilized enough, especially this year. The second half of some games, I think he could have probably piled up some more yards. You got some more stats there. Maybe made a legit run at New York, but he didn't. And his freshman year, I think that he could have gotten a lot more touches then as well. Last year was really his coming out party. I think that's the best player Clemson's ever had on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But, I mean, he is tremendously explosive. Like I said, I think he's the fastest damn man on the planet. And I hope, upon hope, he's eligible this year. I hope he declares for the draft. And I hope we don't ever have to see him again. I really do. But, I can just see, I can see Clemson not winning the national championship this year. I could just see LSU beating them, and then him getting brainwashed by Dabo into coming back for a 4th year so he can win one more natty. Travis, just come on back for me, baby. I can just see it happening. NFL, I don't know. If they win a national championship, I think he's gone. If they don't, I think that Preacher Man will have him coming back for a 4th year. But, make no mistake about it. I mean, well-coached team, good game. Ohio State had a lot of, I've said it before, I thought that they were the better team last night. I really did. They had a ton of opportunities inside the red zone, and they couldn't cash in. They had to settle for field goals because they kept coming up short on 3rd down. They couldn't. They just couldn't convert. And I watched a video today by all of our favorite video maker of college football, Uncle Lou, and I pretty much echo the same sentiments that he did. on that video that, when you're playing a team like that, I mean, you have to take advantage of those opportunities. You have to cash in on those opportunities. If you can't, you're not going to win. 9 times out of 10, they're going to find a way to beat you. And that's exactly what happened. So, yes, I'm being as complimentary to Clemson as I can here, while still, you can't deny the fact that I can't stand them as my least favorite college football team, and it's not even close. It's not even close. I can't stand them. Never have been able to. Never will. Gamecocks are my team. All you people in the comment section, I hear that. I see this a lot talking about my team. Well, you'll never compete for a natty. You'll never play for a natty. You don't know that. You don't know that. You know what? When you were getting beat 70-33 by West Virginia a few years ago, how many people ever thought you was going to be competing for another natty again? Besides that old dusty thing you bought back in 1981. Nobody. Nobody did. Okay? So shut up. Just shut up. You don't know what the future holds. We get a new coaching staff in place for the 2021 season. Things are going to change. Things are going to change quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I'm here to guarantee you they will. And why I say a new coaching staff in place? Because I know this loser's not going to make it. It doesn't matter that he went out and hired Mike Bobo. That's great. Maybe we'll put some more points on the board this year. But we put more points on the board this year, guess what else? I expect the defense to take a step back. Because, that's just what we do. That's just what we do. We're losing some talent over on the defensive side of the ball. Javon Kinlaw's gone. DJ Wanham's gone. There's some pieces that's going to be missing for that puzzle this year. I don't expect to be any better than 4-8, 5-7 again this year. But we get a new coach in there in 2021. Things are going to get turned around. They're going to get turned around in a hurry. You just wait and damn see. You wait and see. Mark my words. Earmark this video. You can go back to it a couple years from now when South Carolina's competing for that old SEC East title and competing for New Year's Six games and all that good stuff. That's happening. It's fixing to. But at any rate, talking about early, Clemson versus LSU. LSU's favored by 5. I don't know what to think of this one. I don't know what to think of this one yet. I'm going to have to watch up. I'm going to have to study up on it and really absorb the way I feel about both teams. Going into it, LSU, I watched the entirety of that game yesterday. They looked really good. It was hard to find any holes in their game. I want to talk once more about the pass interference that got called against Ohio State. First half of that OU-LSU game, if any of y'all remember it, you probably don't because, that game ended up, if you're an Oklahoma fan, being so damn forgettable by halftime. The Oklahoma wide receiver was blatantly just about tackled by the LSU defensive back. I think his name was Derek Stingley Jr. I think he was the one that done it. It wasn't Grant Delpit. Just tackled him. Flat out tackled him, and it was not called. And old Stinking Lincoln on the sideline, Stinking Lincoln was a little bit hot. And Stinking Lincoln had every right to be hot because that was a terrible, terrible no call. Well, as terrible of a no call as that one was, the PI call against the Ohio State kid was just as terrible on that regard, on the Clemson wide receiver. So, you have poor officiating on both sides. From here, a couple of times you see in the game, but really, this is kind of reminds me of the South Carolina-Florida game this year a little bit, which we lost. You cannot blame it on that. You can't blame it on that. The refs didn't cause Ohio State to not be able to cash in the red zone. Yeah, the refs didn't prohibit Ohio State from being able to stop the jump pass. The refs, didn't give Travis Etienne just ungodly speed and breakaway ability. So you got that. But, Ohio, both teams earned my respect last night. They had it already. But Ohio State, I've watched bits and pieces of some of their games. I quite have to tell you I haven't watched a lot of Ohio State football this year just because of the fact that a lot of it was during times I just simply couldn't watch. But I mean, Justin Fields, they say he had some knee problems last night. Well, if he did, I mean, good God, I'd hate to see him if that wheel was 100% healthy, because that son of a bitch is elusive, man. I mean, there were several times that anybody else would have been sacked. Anybody else would have been sacked by Clemson's D-line, and somehow or another, he turned it into a positive play. I don't think they had as many design runs for him last night, and I think they kept him in the pocket more often than what they normally do. But I mean, he is phenomenal. He's phenomenal, and yeah, Kirby Smart and that Georgia, those people that let him, that didn't utilize him, and I don't know, man. I don't know. You gotta be kicking yourself. You really do. You gotta be kicking yourself. I noticed that Uncle Lou also talking about, if Fields had won a natty, he'd be really upset, but he's all right now because he didn't. Dude, I mean, what else? What more do you need him to do? What more would you like for him to do? Yeah, winning the natty would have been one more step, but I mean, really, he is 100% legit. If he had been on the field and, they had tailored the offense a little bit more towards him, there's your quarterback right now. I mean, you dudes would be playing for the national championship tomorrow night. You would. But you're not. So there's that. And, man, I would be so pissed, South Carolina had the kind of talent that y'all have on both sides of the ball, and they had that kid playing for him and let him get away, man. That's just bad. That's bad. That sucks for y'all. But at any rate, I'm going to get off the soapbox here. Once again, I'm going to put a link down in the description box below. Make sure that you join us tonight for the live recording on Facebook of the Rod and Comrade Show podcast. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, talking some playoffs, talking some other sports, and Fiesta Bowl, I'm sure, will be a hot topic tonight. So you'll get to hear Carolina Jackpot unload a little bit along with the Comrade. I'll see y'all later. Appreciate you. Peace. And I'm out. Go Gamecocks. Woo! The Spurs up till the toes are up, baby.